Question 19 is about evaporation, and the levels it's a level 5 to 6 question. First off, in A, they're looking for the two factors you keep the same. So they're looking for the control variables, and first off, they're looking for the starting or initial temperature of the water. The second factor they're looking for is the volume or mass of water. And a third thing which you could go for was the surface area of the water, which, if you put the same shape or size or material of container, both of those were accepted. Another thing you could mention was if you kept the humidity the same. If you have high humidity, there'll be a lower rate of evaporation, or if you have a low humidity, that means there's less water vapor in the air, you will have a high rate of evaporation. So that was the fourth factor you could mention. In part B, they wanted you to look at the table and analyze the results. So in this data table, the reason that it was not sufficient to test the prediction was there was no data on the temperature. So the words we were looking for is temperature. So there was they did not measure the temperature, there was no information about temperature, or there was no temperature. So that's what you want for part B. In part C, they want you to look at the graph and say what is wrong with the line of best fit. And as you can see, the line is a dot-to-dot line. It's got a zig and a zag in it. You want to get a ruler and draw a nice straight line, leaving some points above the line, some points below the line, but that's how you draw a line of best fit. In this case, it's a straight line. Sometimes the line can be a curved line. It depends on the graph and the data. And next, for part D, they want you to plot the data. So they need to see 6 points correctly plotted on your graph. So the next point I've got to draw is for 2 days and 80. So I go up from 2 days and there's 80, so I draw across there. Next one is 3 and that's 70, so go up and then 70. The next one is for 4 days and that's 60. Sorry, I got the 70 wrong. That's supposed to be at 3 days, it's supposed to be 72, so I'm just going to get rid of that mark and come back. And my next mark has got to be 3 days and that's 72 there, so just there. And the last one I've done 4 at 60 grams. Next one is 5 days and that's going to be 46. The next trick I've got to do is to manage to draw a straight line. Now a straight line drawn with a ruler, please, and use pencil, and just one continuous straight line going through all of the points. And here, as you can see, I've drawn a straight line going through most of the points, and if there's a point, there's 1 point above here and 1 point below here. So a line of best fit acts as an average of all of the data that you've got shown on the graph. Right, in question F, they wanted you to tick which box you think the water evaporated most quickly. So I'm going to put a tick in, sorry, I'll pause that and put a tick. And the reason that you can say it is room 2, here's room 2, you can say that the rate of evaporation is greater in room 2 because the gradient or the steepness of the line is more than in room 1. So this is room 1 here, and you can see that the water evaporates quicker in room 2 here. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm getting the right data there. And other reasons you could go is the volume goes down more quickly. You could have not mentioned mass, you could have said volume. The volume in room 2 goes down quicker. And another reason you could do is in 5 days you have 30 grams of water. Be careful, this y-axis here doesn't start at 0, it starts at 30. So after 5 days you have 30 grams, while in room 1 you have 46 grams left. So those are two answers that you could have come up with in this particular graph. That's 3 different versions. Okay. So as I say, here for question 19, part F, you can have answers along this line. So the line for room 2 is steeper. In room 2, after 5 days, you have 30 grams of water left, and in room 1, 45, 46, and the volume or the mass reduces quicker in room 2. So we need you to use the graph to give an explanation for your answer, or you can use the data in the table. Alright, that's the end of question 19.